I'm Grace Blunt, and today I'm going to talk to you about Anchorage, Alaska. So basically, my senior superlative for Anchorage, Alaska is high as a kite because Alaska's up there. It's got a longitude of 61 degrees north and then 149 degrees west. So high latitude, high longitude, high altitude. And then it's also got six mountain ranges around it. The main one being the Chugach Mountains. But it's also, despite all of that, it has a low elevation, only at 102 feet. So it's got maritime and kind of temperate climate. So here is the climograph for Anchorage, Alaska. As you can see, the mean temperature, which is the black line, is it has a pretty broad temperature range. It starts at like 11 degrees Fahrenheit and goes all the way up to about 60 degrees Fahrenheit in the summer. And then also the precipitation is relatively high during especially during like the September-October months. You can see it's like 3.5 inches per month, and also they get a lot of snow usually. I think this is the climograph from 2017, so it was a drier year than most. And so the weather in Anchorage, Alaska is mostly influenced by the polar jet stream. So basically it's on the windward side of the mountains, so it gets a lot of snow in the winter when the air rises and cools adiabatically and snows on the city. And so Anchorage, Alaska is up there, and as you can see, the polar jet stream passes right through it, bringing all that cold air. So the sunlight in Anchorage varies a lot. Basically, since it's very northward, there's a lot of sunlight in the summer, and not a lot during the winter, so it can be dark basically the whole entire day. And this is because of Earth's tilt. So Earth's tilt is 23.5 degrees, and it causes the seasonal change because the Earth, as it revolves around the sun, it basically changes its tilt, which creates varied sun exposures, which is called insolation, among various areas on our planet Earth. So this is a picture actually during the winter solstice. As you can see, the sun's path doesn't get very high, and the sunrise time is only 10:14, and it sets at 3:41, which is about 5 hours of sunlight. Yeah, and in the summer solstice, there's a lot more sunlight. It rises at 4:20 a.m., which is very early, and sets at 11:42 p.m., which is very late. So as you can see, there's a lot of varied sun exposure in the city. And then for the spring and fall equinox, it kind of levels out since it's more on a straight plane, and there's only about, I would say, 12 hours of sunlight, which is still a lot. And so the architecture, so basically if you were to build your house, you'd want a lot of sunlight during the winter, which is, this is the amount of sun exposure in the winter. And so you'd want a lot of windows, but windows that weren't too high, so that had shades, and they didn't give way too much sun during the summer because you actually want to go to sleep, and you don't want to be sleeping while it's very bright out. So I would suggest getting a house with a bunch of windows, especially spacing the south side, because that's where the sun is at solar noon, and then but also have shades on those windows so you can pull them over during the summer months. And so these are some houses that are in Anchorage, Alaska. This one up here, as you can see, has a lot of windows, and so it's got a lot of sun exposure in the winter, and then in the summer, hopefully, they have shades on those windows. I'm not exactly sure. And then here's another house. As you can see, they have large square windows, which give you a lot of light during the summer, and also hopefully have shades too. And there's not a lot of big natural disasters that occur in Anchorage, Alaska. Most of it is snowstorms, so I would just suggest bringing a shovel and not having a super long driveway. That's it. I'm Grace Blunt, and it's great talking about Anchorage, Alaska.